I help entrepreneurs to save time and money by making big business marketing technology accessible and affordable for small business. Today, we're going to talk about being organized. And particularly, what we're talking about is how to be able to leverage artificial intelligence or AI in your day to day work. Now, this is the second time I'm doing this video, and at the exact same point, my dog makes the same noise. I'm not sure if this is a bad topic. No, actually, I know this is a great topic, and that's why I'm doing it for the second time, because the audio did not work the first time. Can you please be quiet? I need you to be quiet. Okay. Okay. So somebody out here really needs this information because I'm out here doing it twice. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. I'm actually going to leave the old video out there. You know why? Because as an entrepreneur and a small business owner, we know that things go wrong. And so I personally don't have time today to go back and delete the stream. So I'm going to leave it out there. Okay. And it'll be a little bit different. So if you lip sync or lip read, then maybe you could find value in both. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is using artificial intelligence to save time today. From a free tool that I leverage all the time. Now, I'm going to qualify it by saying that they're very clear about the fact that A, it's experimental, B, that there are humans that are reviewing your content, and C, that you need to fact check your results. Okay, they don't hide that at all. But given that, even so, having this tool available to you as an entrepreneur or a small business owner is very valuable. And I'm going to show you 3 ways that I use it. The first way that I use it is to critique content that I've already written. The second way that I use it is to fact check. A few weeks ago, a few videos ago, I made a comment that 90% of business owners fail. That was not correct. And so just having the ability to fact check that without having to comb the internet myself was very valuable. And the third way I use it is like if I have an idea, but I really just have no idea where to start, then I use this tool to help me with that as well. So hopefully you are hearing me okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and go over and show you this tool. This is Google's AI tool that is called Bard. Let's see if we get you going here. Let's see. Let's see. You see me? Okay. Hopefully you can see my screen. Okay. All right. So this is Bard. And it says here, Bard was just updated. So there's some new updates. It also is very clear here, like I mentioned, that their human reviewers may see your content. But having said that, it's very beneficial. So let's look at the first thing. So the first thing is I did a post earlier today. And one of the ways that I use Bard is to critique things that I've already written. So I'm going to go over to my LinkedIn and I'm going to copy the content. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm going to copy the content here and place it in Bard just to see. Now this looks like a different view of it than what I posted earlier, but I will say, let's see, does this sound okay? The way it's written. Now this is conversational. This is like you would talk to somebody who was sitting next to you. But that's the benefit of it, is it gives you a way to communicate with the data. It's like I like to think of it as a human search engine, a conversational search engine. So you're still doing the same thing that you would do if you searched Google. But what's happening is that you're actually able to talk to the computer in a way that is a human interface. It allows you to investigate the data in a way that makes sense to you versus cold. It's not, I don't know what they use, Java or whatever. It's not that type of tool, or no, there's no ETL tool you need to use. You can just use your words. So does this sound okay the way it's written? Question mark. And then I'll put a quote and I'll paste in the content that I had before. And I'm going to put colon in here. This is a different copy and paste I used on the first video, so it'll be interesting to see what Bard says. Okay, so here Bard has the answer. Bard says, yes, your message is well written and sounds good. It is concise, informative, and persuasive. You have used strong action verbs and persuasive language such as don't miss, special night, message for details. So what I love about using this tool for this purpose is it's a learning activity. So where you might have a conversation with a person, and ask them the exact same question, they'll say, oh, yep, sounds good. But with a tool like this, not only do you get some feedback on whether it sounds good or not, you have an understanding of why it sounds good. So you can then take those comments and that critiquing and apply it to future things, so you're becoming better. And I love learning, so this is a great tool for me to learn. I remember back in my early corporate days, we used to have face-to-face training all the time. They used to fly us all over, right? It was a big deal. You'd have training, you fly somewhere, and over the years that has diminished significantly to like zero. But this is an easy way for an entrepreneur, solopreneur, small team to be able to educate yourselves in a very effective, concise, time-efficient way. So in addition to telling me why it thinks it's a good one, it also has a suggestion. It says, here's a revised, it says, one minor suggestion I have is to add a comma after it's in the second sentence. This will help separate the two independent clauses and make the sentence easier to read. So there's again, here's a suggestion, here's why. So this is very beneficial. Now, the second way that I use Bard is to fact check. So in this case, I had mentioned before, I had quoted that 90% of small businesses fail. So I fact checked it and I found something different. So let's do it right here live with Bard. So my question was, is it true that 90% of small businesses in the US fail? Okay. Question mark. Enter. Okay, let's see what Bard has to say about this non-fact. So Bard says, no, it is not true that 90% of small businesses in the US fail. This statistic is often cited, but it is based on a study of venture-backed startups, which have a much higher failure rate than small business in general. Okay, so these are venture capital. And what I noticed is this is my second time doing this video for you. The first time the volume didn't work. But what I find interesting is that this is a different answer, not different in the sense of bad, but different in the sense of more detailed, because the prior answer did not indicate that it was based on venture-backed business startups, which is very interesting. So it pays to ask the same question multiple times just to make sure that you've gotten kind of all the nuances that come from evaluating the data. So, and then it goes in to give more detailed information. So according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 20% of small businesses fail in the first year. By the end of the fifth year, about half will have failed. And by the end of a decade, only 30% of businesses will remain. So again, this is a little different. So, Bard is, and they'll tell you, right, they actually have a button where you can fact check here. So but it still is more effective than you having to actually go out and do some deep digging to get the number, because there's so many different potential reputable sources of the same data, and there are different nuances to it. So for example, here, some additional nuance says, oh, well, that 90% was based on venture capital-based businesses, right? Which may be riskier to begin with. Okay. So that's a bit of information that I didn't have from before. So that makes a lot more sense. So then it also goes on and gives you reasons, ways that you can make your business to be more successful. It also gives you a word of encouragement. So while it is true that many small businesses do fail, the 90% statistic is misleading. The vast majority of small businesses are not venture-backed startups, and they have a much higher chance of success. Now, that's interesting to note, but 65, 70% failure rate is still nothing to sneeze at. So the point is, though, that you can use this tool to help you to save time when you're trying to get some fact-based information. And again, there's a button down here that you can click that is double check the responses that you receive from Bard. It goes through and does some processing here. And then I think it's going to give us an opportunity to understand the issues, right? So you can do a deeper dive, right? So here, let's see what it said for deeper dive. Google found content that is likely similar to the statement. Google search found content that's likely different from the statement, or it didn't find relevant content. I'm not sure exactly what that means. A link is provided if available. So basically all it's doing is saying, okay, here's what Bard said, and here's why we think it's true. But you still have to, it's like with anything, it's like with any software tool, any tool at all, people that are in your business, we are still, as the entrepreneur, as the owner, we are still ultimately responsible for what happens underneath our shingle, so to speak, whether it is from a tool or a person. So we're always responsible to do our own due diligence. But a tool like this helps us to compact the time required to take care of that due diligence in a time efficient way. So the third way that I use Bard is to so I come up with an idea, I pull it out of the air. I'm not exactly sure where to start with writing this up. And so I will go to Bard like with a blank sheet of paper and just say, hey, Bard, how can I say this? So one example could say, what is a great way to invite small business owners to attend a webinar on success principles that I am hosting? The cost is $19.95, and it includes a workbook and live use case examples. Okay. So I don't know. I just got this idea. So you type it in there, very conversational, as we said before, and hit enter. And let's see what Bard comes back with. This is live, not rehearsed. Just so you know. All right. So here's a great way to invite small business owners to attend a webinar on success principles that you are hosting. And they actually give you the body of an email that you can use. Now, what is interesting here is, like I mentioned, this is the second time that I've done this particular topic. The volume wasn't working on the prior, which I'm leaving out there. But what I find interesting is that this time Bard gave me, they just went straight to the detail, went straight to the example. Now, I'm not sure if it is doing that because it knows it already answered the question for me, or it's really beneficial to do multiple edits or changes so that you can get the full depth of a response and modify it. Now, that's a good point that I didn't cover on the last one, is that when you're using this tool, you can further refine your inquiry by it lets you edit your original question. So here you'll see on the upper right, there's this pencil. When you mark on that, I can change this. I can say, what is a great way to invite small business owners, let's say, and entrepreneurs to attend, let's say, an online webinar. Let's make a couple changes, right? And then when you click update, it actually goes through and it'll give you an updated answer. So let's see what it comes up with. It's a little bit different, right? It's a little bit different here, I noticed. And so you can go back over this video when you have some more free time and look at the differences between the first version and the second version. The point is, if you have a blank sheet of paper, you want to do something, you're not quite sure how to write it out, this is a tool that can help you to get it done. So in summary, 3 ways that you can use AI for free today in your business to help you be more productive and save time. Way number 1 is you can actually use this tool, Bard, to help you to critique something you've already written. So again, if you go to bard.google.com, you can sign up and use this tool for free if you have a Gmail account. And so that first way is just to take some content you've already written and get a critique on it. The second way that I love to use Bard is to fact check information. It's not, they will tell you it is not 100%. They encourage you to fact check the information, and in fact give you a button to push to fact check. So it's not the be all and end all, but it's the equivalent of having to go through a stack of paper this big and having to go through a stack of paper this big to come up with an answer to a fact that you're looking to check. Okay, so it is beneficial in the sense of saving you time. And then the third way that I love using this tool is to be able to takes equivalent of a blank sheet of paper and where'd you go? To take the equivalent of a blank sheet of paper and take an idea that I have, put it into this tool, and then come back with a place to start. Sometimes you just need a thought starter. Okay. And so that's what this tool has done for me. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it was worth me doing it not once, but twice, so that you can use this tool today, right now, going to bard.google.com and use it to help you to save time today. I hope it was helpful for you, and I will, and definitely share the video. I love when everyone shares my videos. And I will check you out next time on Jules Gems. Bye for now. Bye for now.